Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot and oracle reading for February 2025. Before we begin, I just want to let you guys know that spots are running out for my shamanic life transformation coaching. There's limited spots for that. It is a 3-month coaching with me, weekly hour-long readings, daily email correspondence, and lots of other things along the way, so go get that now before the spots run out. Also, I am still offering my free tarot guide ebook, so go ahead and download that. It is a guide you can download to your phone or tablet or something, and you'll have a free guide to all of the tarot cards and their meanings, upright, in reverse, and in different types of readings such as love, career, personal readings, etc. So Capricorn, first card out for you is the Cosmic Egg Spirit. Wow. There's a lot of magic in the air for you. It feels like there is something brewing up into the surface, brewing up from your insides. How do I even put this? Sort of like a kundalini awakening and a rising that is happening inside of you. There's some sort of magic, divinity, your sense of being a god/goddess is bubbling up from within. And with that, there could be an increased amount of synchronicities happening in your life. You may be having an increased amount of just feelings like spirit guides and ancestors are telling you something, guiding you in certain ways, and just trusting that, taking action on that. You may be experiencing fated opportunities and circumstances. And so I just think that a little bit of magic's in the air for you. And you're definitely on a deep journey of self-transformation in February. We have True Offering coming out. And this says, may I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from my true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love. Use me for the highest. I am yours alone. Yes. A lot of Capricorns are really stepping into their personal sense of power this month. There is an increased optimism, it feels. It feels like you're feeling creatively inspired in February. A lot of you may be drawn to activities such as gardening or art, music, dance, creation. Whatever your thing is that makes you passionate, you're feeling very inspired creatively in that regard. So that's really beautiful, and simply by allowing yourself to do that and be in that energy, you are offering your all to the divine. It feels like you're just trusting the messages you receive, trusting your intuition blindly, which is actually kind of a good thing, because it's like you're saying, I may not have all the answers, but my gut, my heart, and all the signs around me are telling me to do this. Therefore, I'm just going to trust it. I'm just going to trust myself. I'm going to trust the universe, and I'm just going to do this. And it leads you towards the best outcomes possible for yourself. And then we also have the new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Yes, you guys are entering a month where you are guided to ask yourself, how can I be of the most value to the right people, to the people around me, to the world? How can I give to my community? How can I truly offer my light? Because when you are in that state of true offering and giving, you are simultaneously in a state of receiving, because giving and receiving is an equal flow always. And so the question then becomes, if you're running a business, if you are doing any form of personal projects, if you are just simply not knowing what to do with your time at all, the question of how can I be of service? How can I give back? How can I use my ideas, my art, my talent to make the world a more beautiful place will lead you towards whatever it is that you desire, honestly. Let's see the tarot, though. First card out for you, Capricorn. You have the Archer, the Chariots. Beautiful forward momentum. Okay, this is a lot of movement. Some of you guys may be traveling in February. I am seeing that very strongly. I'm also seeing working on goals a lot. There's a lot of productive energy. You're not sitting still. It's very much you in your masculine energy, wanting to do, wanting to create, wanting to not sit idly around for sure. Okay, there's a lot of movement of energy this month. We have the Woodward right next to that, the Strength card. Beautiful. Being so in touch with your darkness, your wild side, and harnessing that wild side. I don't know why the word biohacking just popped into my head. Some of you guys are making the most of your natural rhythm and routines instead of trying to fight them. For example, like for the longest time in my life, I used to like hate the fact that I would get these cravings for like sweet sugary things every single night. They were intense cravings. And instead of shaming myself for that, I reached a point where I asked myself, why am I getting these cravings? Like, what nutrient is missing from my diet that I am getting these cravings? And from looking at it in that way and sort of biohacking, you know, listening to my body instead of fighting it, I was able to reach better health and quit the cravings because I gave myself what I needed at that time, which was more calories and protein. So yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing something like that. Or for example, let's just say you're a night owl and society keeps trying to shame you for staying up all night. Maybe you are biohacking that. Maybe you are saying, you know what, I am a night owl. And because I'm a night owl, I get all this extra time to myself at night. So how can I use that to the best of my ability? What can I do during this time that will be amazing? You're no longer fighting your quote unquote lower instincts. You're no longer fighting with yourself. You are moving in harmony with your natural cycles, your natural routines. You know, for example, it's the middle of winter for people in the Northern Hemisphere. And because of that, a lot of us may be feeling more tired or not wanting to go out into the freezing cold. And it's like, okay, instead of complaining and hating this season, how can I make the most of it? Maybe this is a good time for you to stay in and work through all of your hobbies that you have been collecting dust, you know? Maybe it's a good time to do some projects around the house because you have zero interest to go outside, you know what I mean? It's like, instead of fighting it, embrace it and ask yourself, what can I do with this? How is this affecting me? And how can I make the most of this situation? We have the Page of Stones in reverse with links. There could be a younger person here, a younger influence, who is not really putting in their fair share. There is someone in your life who seems to be neglecting the home, or neglecting their basic commitments, okay? This could be, for example, a coworker who does not fully do their job and you're having to pick up the slack. This could be someone that you live with who is not putting in their effort when it comes to cleaning and taking care of the home, and they're taking you for granted. I'm seeing an influence like this somewhere in your life. It's like someone is not committed to their responsibilities, and it can be a little bit frustrating. So I would pay attention to that. Do not enable that behavior. We have the 10 of Bows in reverse with responsibility. Yeah, I can understand this. It's frustrating. It is so frustrating to have to pick up that slack, to have to really, it's frustrating. I get it. It's frustrating to have to be responsible for other people, other adults who are not your responsibility, honestly. 10 of Bows in reverse is a little bit of frustration. You know, I'm seeing here, Capricorn, this is a very specific message. It's not even frustration. It's like a disappointment. Because I've been feeling like you've been establishing more boundaries when it comes to over giving to people who should be taking care of themselves. You know, they shouldn't be dependent off of your giving. You've been really good at setting boundaries with people like that recently. I want to commend you for that. But you could also be disappointed because after you set these boundaries, perhaps you thought, okay, this will be the wake-up call that they need in order to start taking care of things. But I'm seeing here that may not be the case. And that may be leaving you feeling a little bit frustrated. Okay, so that's just something that you may be moving through. We have the 10 of Vessels, though, with happiness. A lot of you are extremely happy in your relationship, especially if you're in a long-term romantic relationship. There's a lot of intense happiness there. I'm also seeing just happiness and fulfillment with yourself. It feels like you've been really sitting in your own power recently, feeling better. Things have been improving. And so you're excited about these improvements. You're excited about this happiness that is just flowing to and through you. And then we have the 10 of Arrows with instruction. Wow, so 2 10s, both representing endings and new beginnings here. And this shows passing wisdom down to another person or being in a position of guidance for other people. Some of you guys may be taking on a life path of being the teacher, or you may be taking on a role where you are the master, the teacher, or just sharing your wisdom to others in some way, trying to get them to navigate their own life with certain skill sets that you yourself have mastered. I am seeing that. So yeah, you may find yourself doing that. It can be a little bit frustrating if the people with whom you're trying to guide are not necessarily listening. So some of you may have some challenges there, but overall, this feels like a really good month that's filled with a lot of creative ideas, inspiration. You're feeling excited, like waking up excited to work on something that is in the works, I guess. And of course, there is happiness here. Relationships are looking really, really good. Other than that one like little frustrating thing you got going on, things are looking pretty good. You are giving your wisdom, your ideas back to the world. You are watering the soils of future generations or other people, passing along your personal wisdom, skills, etc., which is very fulfilling work. That is your true offering, and you're doing it well. I'm also seeing lots of travel. I'm seeing strength, facing your demons, facing your shadows strongly, which makes you happy. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this month ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there, shamanic life coaching sessions there, as well as my online tarot reading course, so check it out. Bye bye.